All right, let's move on to the, I don't even know how to set this up. Let's just put it this way. There was a Senate staffer who was engaged in some pretty crazy conduct. Let's go ahead and put this up there on the screen. So my old colleagues, my old friend, Henry Roger reports this story. This is definitely not safe for work though, for everybody who's watching. Senate staffer has been caught filming a graphic gay sex tape in a Senate hearing room, posing both in amateur pornography images that he distributed on Instagram and amongst a group chat of fellow gay staffers on Capitol Hill, in addition to posting video of himself engaged in a gay sexual act while he was in the Senate hearing room. Now, this hearing room is the Senate Judiciary Room, of which he actually worked for Senator Ben Cardin and had access to this room as a high-level staffer, largely because this is open previously to things like Sonia Sotomayor's hearing room, the James Comey testimony, and it's also one that he posted about on his private Instagram. So anyway, this was, I was telling our editorial team, the number of people who have sent me gay pornography of this gentleman, please stop. Because my phone is now full of gay porn of this man. And I don't want to see this man's ass ever again. I've seen so much of it now at this point. And largely it was people who worked with him on Capitol Hill, and they were like, you got to put this out there. I'm like, I'm sorry, enough has been done at this point. What I find personally humorous is this gentleman's defense of himself. Let's put this up there on the screen. His name is Aiden. I'm gonna go with Mace Krosepski. Anyway, here's what he says on LinkedIn, which is also amazing. This has been a difficult time for me as I have been attacked for who I love to pursue a political agenda. Right. While some of my actions in the past have shown poor judgment, I love my job, would never disrespect my workplace. Any attempts to characterize my actions otherwise are fabricated, and I will be exploring what legal options are available to me in these matters. As for accusations regarding Congressman Max Miller, I have never seen the congressman, had no opportunity to cause, yell, or confront.
I don't even know about that.
So there was a dual controversy. So the other part of the controversy was that Aiden, this staffer, was a staffer who yelled at a congressman, Free Palestine, who was a pro-Israel congressman. They had named him anonymously, but nobody knows if it was actually him. Max Miller has not confirmed that it was him. At this point, I have no idea. I mean, he rejects it. Nobody else seems to have any information to the contrary. Well, we certainly do have information is how this gentleman was conducting himself very openly. What I find astounding about this guy is that this was not a single incident. As I said, I've got plenty of examples right here that have been going on for months. And it was out in the open. I mean, posting on his Instagram and even sharing, like, with dozens of fellow Capitol Hill staffers.
But other things happening on the Capitol, or?
Yeah, I mean, look, I've got some photos here on my phone.
This was not the first time.
I mean, listen, the funniest one, I'm just gonna say, there's no allegation behind this, is him in the Senate. I could literally have it here. Is of him in his Senate, in the Senate shower, being like in the work shower, waiting for you, Lindsey Graham, which is
that's kind of
pretty wild. There's a couple others that I have obtained, which show him like with members of Congress, like staring at his fingers, being like, I want to lick his luscious fingers. When the guy, I swear, this is all real. This is in the workplace. I don't personally care about anything he's doing in his personal life, although there's some wild photos from that too. Just the ones that I'm willing to talk about here are on the Capitol, posting a lot of stuff. And actually, apparently was told, Krystal, behind the scenes, bro, you need to calm down after he was promoted in Senator Cardin's office, because his social media was like a widespread, like a known thing amongst a lot of his coworkers. NBC News putting this out here. Let's put this up there. Also, their headline is so ridiculous. Put this up there. Senate staffer alleged by it's not alleged, okay? We've got the video. To have had sex in a hearing room is no longer employed. So Senator Cardin's office just says this: Aiden is no longer employed by the U.S. Senate after the Daily Caller published it. Just ludicrous that they wouldn't be able to just confirm it. And last but not least here, Madison Cawthorn, who once alleged coke-fueled orgies happening on Capitol Hill, tweets this out, quote, "I told you." And look, he was right. He was certainly right. So that's where we're at.
He could have named names, Madison. Why didn't you drop his name?
He should have named more names. Yeah, that's all I got. This,
George
just
Santos
so
is
everyone
probably
knows.
weighed in,
Yeah,
too.
George, of course he's weighed in. He went after. He's like, you're not being fired because you're gay. He's like, you were fired because you fucked somebody in a Senate hearing room and you put it out on social media. Which is certainly something. Also, from what I understand, Krystal, just last thing, the alleged top is actually a former employee of the German government. So there's even an international spy angle going on here.
Great. In some ways, the wildest part to me is the statement he put out.
I think so. I think you're right.
Where he's like, people are attacking me for who I love.
It's like, no, they're not.
Dude, come on. I mean, if it was heterosexual sex, I'm pretty sure people would also care about this.
It's insane.
If it was a woman, I mean, can you imagine the level of like slut shaming, perhaps appropriately so that would go on if this was so. Put the identity piece aside. There were a lot of jokes being made about like, this is probably the most wholesome thing that's happened in the Senate hearing room in some time, or like at least someone's deriving some joy from the things that are happening in the Senate hearing room. So I guess there is a bit of a point there, but I don't know. It's just when I see characters like this, like the George Santoses of the world, where he's just so brazen in his lies and just over and over, like, you're so brazen with this. I can't wrap my head around it. That's the part of it to me that's fascinating and interesting.
Yeah. Call me a boomer. I don't really know why you have to talk about your sex life, period, with all your coworkers. And look, if you want to post it on your social media, I mean, that's fine. But like, look, I don't think people understand this too. When you're young, he's what, like 24, 25, something like that? He's something like that. On Capitol Hill, it's a social network. You all go out drinking together, like everybody knows each other and all of this. And this was a well-known secret, apparently amongst all of his coworkers, such that his bosses had to talk to him whenever he got promoted. And they're like, you need to tone down some of the stuff you're like, for example, talking about how you want to lick the fingers of a fellow congressman, which is crazy. Yeah, I'm
horrified by that.
In the Senate cafeteria. Literally in the Senate cafeteria, the shower photos, all this stuff. Also ran a Twitter account without his face blurred, purely of just like sexually suggestive, evocative photos that was open to the public up until this entire thing. So there's an insane narcissism going on in the minds of this individual. And I would just say,
they just think.
I don't know.
That this is never going to come out? That the rules are never going to apply to them?
I think that,
you get away with it once and you're just like addicted to that thrill, I guess?
I think it's a culture of narcissism. Yeah, I think it's a culture of narcissism where they just think you can use identity politics to shield yourself from any inevitable like criticism. And the reality is that you're just engaging in like really disgusting behavior.
It really almost seems
from a
like
public perspective.
Addictive behavior.
I agree. Yeah. I honestly think there's something wrong with him, like on a mental level. Not having anything to do with his gay, just like this crazy amount of exhibitionism and clearly like indulging in it and forcing your coworkers to sit there and have to deal with it.
Where it's impacting your whole life. I mean, that's like the telltale sign of like some sort of addiction issue.
Right.
It's you're not able to confine it to the appropriate spaces in your life.
Look, honestly, I wish him the best. I hope he gets the help that he needs and all that. You hurry up, you learn from this, and I hope every other Capitol Hill staffer, you guys should learn too. It will eventually come out if you're going to conduct yourself this way.
Hey guys, if you like that video, go to breakingpoints.com, become a premium subscriber, and help us build the best independent media organization on the planet.
That's right. We're subscriber funded. We're building something new. We want to replace these failing mainstream media organizations.
So again, to subscribe, it's breakingpoints.com.